What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of your favorite news/Wasta Dollars show, brought to you by your favorite scientist, journalist, and athlete, Yannis Pappas. If you're Greek, it's Yannis. If you're black, it's Yan. What's up, Yan? If you're American, it's Yannis. This week, we got a lot going on, guys. I mean, Russia and China are doing drills on the Afghani border, getting ready. You know what Afghanistan is right now? It's like a girlfriend your boyfriend just broke up with, you know? Like a girlfriend who had a boyfriend, they just broke up. The boyfriend was your homeboy, but, you know, you're a piece of shit. So he thinks you're his friend, but you're not really his friend, and we pulled out of Afghanistan. We're the homeboy, and Russia and China is about to fuck Afghanistan. So that's about to happen. Climate change, the world is burning. REM, write a song about it. Sean King is coming out with a fashion line. I can't wait to buy that dashiki. Robin's gay. Yes! This is LongDays. Fucking did it!
Yannis Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the day been long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and there's something up. Now here comes a Greek kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who, to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Get this kid screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day, it's a long day.
I'm not getting a haircut. I am not getting a haircut, okay? Because I have to find a new barber. I've gotten used to having my mother-in-law cut my hair. She was living with us, helping us take care of the baby. But yes! So I don't think I'm going to get another haircut until a couple months now. So, but I'm kind of enjoying growing it out because my face kind of looks like, it makes my face kind of look like the Coliseum ruins. Coliseum ruins.
Come on, man.
Comment roulette, you know the deal. When I look down, I see a comment, I read it, whatever it is, and we have fun live as we're recording. The show also goes live to my Instagram. Guys, I want you to check my website, YannisPappasComedy.com. I got some outdoor dates in Connecticut. I will be moving some dates in Florida and Texas. We will be rescheduling. Let me lie. Because, let's see, I got a show on True Radio. So, nothing against Florida and Texas right now. I'm sure it's all of a fucking scandemic down there. Listen, guys, the former Newsmax radio host died of COVID after calling it a scandemic for a long time. Here's the deal. They're saying he died of COVID, but I believe he did die from a scandemic. So be careful when you open those Nigerian prince emails, okay? They got COVID in them. Also, a guy in England who's a lawyer, supposedly, he got COVID and he broadcasts himself. I don't know if you've seen those videos, Jess, where he broadcasts himself talking us through what he was feeling. I like that guy because he kept the same energy, okay? Because he was describing his symptoms, and I'm no doctor, but even I knew he was describing dying. And he still was giving a speech about how we got to let our immune system do what we do. He's in perfect health, and this is what nature got intended, and he doesn't want to get the jabs. And my favorite part is when he said, I would prefer getting the antibodies than getting the jabs, which is what the jabs give you, antibodies. But he died. So he made these Facebook videos, and then they just found him dead in his apartment. But he kept that same energy, okay? You keep that same energy. You know what I don't like? I don't like when the guys rail against COVID, like the Newsmax radio host, and call it a scandemic. And then when they're on their deathbed, they tell their family members, I should have got the vaccine. Keep that same energy. No, that just means you were smart enough. You just were fucking selfish. So What's the dollars? You know what I love about What's the Dillas? I'm going to be on Jordan Peterson's daughter's podcast. And I just posted What's the Deal is on her, Michaela Peterson. And she's Jordan Peterson's daughter. She can only eat meat because she has an autoimmune deficiency syndrome. And she's a piece. My wife's in the chat. So she's a But I just posted, I just said Wastadellas on one of her photos. I just post Wastadellas everywhere. You can use Wastadellas. You can pronounce it how you want based on your accent. Wastadellas. Wastadellas. I'm German. Wastadellas. Wastadellas. I'm a Jew. Wastadellas. I'm a Greek. Wastadellas. I'm Arabic. You can pronounce it how you want. You can use it as a noun, an adverb, an adjective. You can call yourself Wastadellas. You can use it as when you say something and you're showing somebody is stupid. You go, Wastadellas. You want to surprise somebody? Wastadellas. You can be genuine with it, sarcastic with it. So when Michaela Peterson asked me, what does Wastadellas mean? I said, Wastadellas. So, but then she booked me for a podcast, so we're gonna do that. Yannis, you're off the fucking rails right now. Comment roulette. Thank you, JPiet93. Yannis, you're off the fucking rails. Yannis is in the CIA, according to Eric Combs. Why not? Why not have Eric Combs from Instagram be a counterintelligence espionage agent? Why not? Okay? If Joe Rogan's an epidemiologist and I'm a historian, okay, and Dave Smith's running for president, why the fuck not? Robin's gay. Robin's gay. And I'm not talking about Howard Stern's having a black woman on the show so he could be racist and soften it. That was a great strategy, right? It's like, Robin, I need you on the show. We have great chemistry. And also, it kind of helps when I drop N-words here and there. I'm not talking about Robin. I'm not talking about black Robin. I'm talking about white, privileged Robin. We all thought he was a privileged, white, straight vigilante. Boy, were we wrong. Robin, okay, is the new LGBTQ hero, which is what we need right now, okay? What we need right now during a global pandemic that's probably from an engineered pathogen, while China has surreptitiously taken Hong Kong, while they're running drills with Russia on the border of Afghanistan and forming a military alliance, while their economy is the only major one to grow in 2020, while they put ethnic minorities in fucking re-education camps and slaughter their own people, while they seek to dominate that hemisphere, we need to be figuring out what is a boy. And what is Robin's sexuality? Now, Bert and Ernie, we know that those two guys like Tina Turner musicals. That was obvious. Bert and Ernie slept in the same room. They were two gay guys in the 50s. Okay? We know Bert and Ernie are gay. But Robin is gay? Now, don't get me wrong, cuz. I mean, he's got nice legs. I mean, those old school 1970s TV shows, bam, pow. Those were a little confusing because as a developing heterosexual male, you like watching Batman and Robin, but the kid's got stockings on. And he had nice shape to his legs. And Robin was always Robin looked like a trans male. A little bit. Okay? Or at least kind of Ben Shapiro-ish, like he transitioned a long time ago. Ben Shapiro has kind of that voice where it's kind of like, we represent the lollipop kids. I love when you talk to a trans man, because you're like, hey, man, you're like, what's going on, dude? Because you were like, had testosterone since you were 0, whatever. And he goes, what's up? How you going? My name's Sam.
You're like, what's going on? You're like, yeah, just lifting weights and, just being a guy, Being a guy, washed my pussy yesterday, but I'm a guy.
I respect all pronouns. I respect all pronouns. Especially Zooey. I think Zooey's one of them now. So Robin is gay. That's the new Batman story, is that he's starting to figure out his feelings for some guy who he's friends with. I don't listen to cartoons and I didn't collect comics like Jesse did when he was a kid because I'm not a fucking geek. I was jerking off the Calvin Klein ads in magazines. I'd have 3 of them open and I'd stand over them like that, looking at Cindy Crawford, looking at Naomi Taylor, looking at that. When I was 8, I was yanking out fucking air because I'm a disturbed individual. No, I wasn't. Probably, 8 or 9. I'm Greek, dude. We're born with like a need to do weird things. But that's supposedly the writer of the next Robin Batman story is that he comes out as gay, which there'll be a movie. I can't wait for that movie. Who's going to play it? Kevin Spacey in his comeback. Oh, Elliot Page will be Robin, dogs. I mean, what a better fucking... Dude, you should be a casting director. Elliot Page shows up. What's going on, Batman?
Batman, what do we got? We got a problem?
You know what I'm talking about? That, like, you ever hear Buck Angel talk? Like, any trans man's always like, what are you looking at?
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
So Elliot Page will be fucking Robin in the next one. And, like, Batman will have to go kill some bad guys, and he'll be calling Robin, right? But Robin will be just, like, at a disco with his shirt off, and he won't hear it because he'd just be in one of those like shirtless discos in DC. Gay guys, God, being gay, you just get laid more. It has a lot of advantages. And Robin apparently has those advantages. So what I like is I read on Twitter, the author, mentioned this. The person who wrote him in as LGBTQ, who I assume herself is also LGBTQ. And, so she said, because apparently he's got a girl too, right? You would know, because you fucking like this shit, right? Isn't he in love with a woman? Because she said in one of the tweets, she goes, because she didn't want to make him seem like a bad person cheating on his wife, right? Because then, like, we'll get into that too. We'll get into that. There's a lot of that virtue signaling that I love. When you find hypocrisy, it's just fun. And you can always go, what's to tell us? We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so she said in her tweet, she goes, Robin is just discovering. He's having feelings about one of his friends who's a guy. He still has very strong feelings for whatever girl he's supposedly with or is his fiance. Because she didn't want to make it seem like he was being, she wanted to keep it wholesome. And she said, I did this because sexuality is often a journey. Sometimes it's a journey. If you live in a repressed place, okay, if you grow up, let's say in Iraq, okay, and you find that you'll find out you're gay quicker because you'll be able to just see guys quicker. You don't really see women for a long time if you're in Iran. Okay, so a lot of guys probably don't even know they're heterosexual because they've never even seen a woman's body. So the first body you see naked is guys. So you could go on a journey there. But the sexuality journey is usually for people who are gayer. They go on a journey because they come up in a straight world and they're like, wait a second, my boys are looking at this and I'm looking at my boys. So I'm looking at my boys, look at that. So that's a journey. And you figure out, I'm different than the rest of the boys because, gays are always the minority because nature set it up that way or else we'd have no people. It would just be one big fucking techno party that went nowhere. Right? But if you're straight, the journey goes a little something like this. You get a heart on, you start putting it in between your two mattresses with Vaseline. Or like me, you stick your dick in a Vicks Vapor Rub jar to see if it burns. True story. You do weird stuff, right? You and your boys get together, you all jerk off together, you share porn. It's a pretty simple, stupid journey. You know, you put your fingers in each other's faces and go, check out these fumes. Alicia, 93. That's a good year. Guys like to sniff each other's fingers like sommeliers sniff the first sip of a fine French wine. That's Jessica, freshman year. Nice fumade. And we always did two. Nobody ever holds up one, like, yo, because you always do two. And that was back in the day where we just pushed forward. We didn't hook and pull. If you haven't seen the Kelsey Cook episode, I tell you, I explain how I used to just poke elevator buttons and not hook and pull. I learned how to hook and pull from a porno. So the people who say pornos are bad, I learned that from a French guy in a porno who hooks and pulls. You don't hook too hard. You just jackhammer it. I'm off the rails. So anyway, she said she didn't want Robin. Robin still has feelings for that woman. They're legit. He goes, the writer says, his feelings for her are legit. He's just having these mixed feelings. And she wanted to just write this storyline about Robin being gay because often sexuality is a journey. So there you have it. So she didn't want to make it seem immoral. On the one hand, she wants to do this, but she doesn't want people to feel bad for him being in a phony relationship with a beard. Okay, whatever his fiance's name is, not just a beard. His feelings are real, and she knows because she's making this up. It's a fucking fiction cartoon. She's making this up to push through this agenda that this superhero is gay just so LGBTQ people can feel empowered that they too can be effeminate, tiny squeak sidekicks to the white man, Batman. I guess Batman couldn't be black because right there it would just be a slur. Wesley Snipes walks in, you call him Batman, you're being like, yo, dog, what the fuck is up with that? So Cuomo has resigned. Cuomo has finally resigned. The scandal was that he took credit for handling the pandemic very well. Meanwhile, lots of old people died in old folks' homes of COVID because of his... What was it again? What did he do? Did he go in there and he stabbed them? Yeah.
No, he ordered them back in.
Oh, he ordered them back in at a time where you shouldn't have done that, and they all fucking died. And then he got a nice, sweet book deal to write about how he handled the pandemic. Right? And the Democrats said, shit, we got to get him on something. You know? He was the anti-Trump during that time, so we can't go after him during that because that'll expose that his policies were bad. So let's get a couple women to say that he gave us some hugs and kisses. I'm just kidding. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I believe those women. But in Cuomo's defense, okay, in Governor Cuomo's defense, he did not know that all those women were going to say anything. So, I mean, can you blame him? Okay, he's also not a sexual harasser. As he said, he's Italian. And it's very important not to enforce stereotypes. Okay, because Italians usually say hello by putting their hands under your blouse onto your breast, which in Italian means ciao bella. Como se dice ciao bella? You know, he's not completely wrong. I mean, when you go to Italy and you walk down the street, they will grab you. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Like, they will grab you if you're a woman. Bella, 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 bella. And then they go, they act like they're so hurt. Like, oh my God, they just start jerking off right in front of you. I can't, ciao bella. If you're like a young German girl who's an au pair, or like on holiday, like, hi, my name is Haida. I'm from Heidelberg. I'm here, just on holiday for the month. Trying to meet some Italian guys to have sex with. They will grab you. Grab you. So, Cuomo's gone. He didn't even speed up his delivery in his resignation speech. I want you to know I have 2 daughters. I see the world through my daughter's eyes. And they're much stronger than I was in the world that I came into, which is often a man's world. I mean, I love apology speeches, but I'm sticking to the facts that I, in my opinion, did not sexually harass whatever her name is. You took it the wrong way when I said, what color are your pubic hairs? I'm Italian. That's how we communicate. When I grabbed you and squeezed your breast, it's the same way I usually used to grab my great father, who was a great governor of the state. He had a nice Italian garden in Albany, and we would squeeze the tomatoes. And they reminded me of those fresh upstate New York, homegrown organic tomatoes. So I'm Italian. It's my culture to ask you about your sexual life and find out if the guy you're dating, who you're saying you're having trouble with, is fucking you the way that I would fuck you. As a powerful, attractive man, I would fuck the shit out of you. And so that's an Italian way. It's as an Italian as Guido's Ice. It's as Italian as getting an icy or ordering a veal parmesan. Or making fun of somebody who asks for cheese on his seafood pasta. Talking to a woman that way is as Italian as sitting down on my ma's living room furniture and hearing a squeak from the plastic that's covering the company furniture while she's in the back rolling cannolis for a Sunday sauce with family while a fuck Iraq chant breaks out in the living room amongst your cousins and the unfortunate guys that your sisters are dating from the neighborhood. I'm Italian. I'm not guilty of this crime. I'm guilty of being a little too free with my hands, sometimes talking with them and having them land on your private parts. It's the Italian way. I'm Italian. Forgive me. Forgive me. So rest in peace to Cuomo's, I should say hero Cuomo, who single-handedly defeated COVID before it came back. So he's gone. And this is why I wanted to talk about this later when the hypocrisy exposes itself. I think she's a lawyer, and there's a human rights lawyer and maybe another lawyer who got in trouble for this. But, what's her name? Maybe you can Google it. She's the head of the Time's Up movement in Los Angeles, which was formed, I believe, single-handedly by Rose McGowan, who seems like she's a fucking fun hang. She actually would be a fun hang. She would be a fun hang. She actually responded to my Twitter once with like a 3-paragraph. I made a joke about her, and she wrote me back like 3 or 4 paragraphs about how she never had it easy, honey. And I was like, listen, Sinead O'Connor, I'm not saying, it did or didn't happen. But when you date a guy who names himself Marilyn Manson, who dresses in a school shooter fucking trench coat and has one eyeball painted turquoise, there's a chance he's not going to treat you good. So what's her name? The head of the Times Out who got in trouble because of this Cuomo thing. So apparently she was forced to resign. Roberta who?
Kaplan.
Roberta Kaplan. Welcome. What's the dollars? You are a feminist icon. And you were there for me when I wanted to discredit one of the women who were accusing me of asking her what her pussy tasted like. And I called you. And you advised me on how we could change a release for the press to discredit this woman. You were there for me. As a feminist hero who believes women. I mean, it's too good. It is too good. This warrants a good one. What's the dollars? What's her name again? Roberta Kaplan. Good Jewish girl. What are you going to do? You don't, what is the word? What are we talking about here? When you have, she's not a mensha. Is there a feminine for mensch? She has no good chutzpah. What's the good karma? The word. You're not a good Jew at all. Mrs. Kaplan, so you advised Andrew Cuomo on how to discredit one of the women that was accusing him of sexual assault. Loyal friend, though. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people are going, whoa. First of all, a lot of people don't know this story because the media just doesn't like to cover the fun stuff. You know? Yeah, tell me, you know what we need to cover? Tell me that one of the Kardashian sisters turned 24. I saw that fucking headline yesterday and I said, listen, you and her can go shove a fucking cake pop dick in your ass. I don't give a high flying fuck what Kardashian turned what fucking age. Take that fucking Obama year economy boom level bullshit headline and stick it right up your fucking taint. There's a fucking pandemic and China. Take a cake pop dick and stick it in your ass. Nobody cares about what the fucking Kardashians are doing right now. Okay, there's 8 hospital beds left in Arkansas, which they're going fast. How you doing, brother? This is Derek. If you're unvaccinated, we need you to come on down to your local hospital in Arkansas. We only got 8 beds left, and they will sell out, brother. So get yourself one before they're gone. Guys, act now. I mean, there's only 8 left. You don't want to lose out on a hospital bed. That's not an ICU bed, by the way. That is a hospital bed. So if you want to get vertical at a hospital, they may put you on the stairs. Oh, Arkansas. Guys, I don't know what your summer plans are or what your fall plans are, but either way, eventually you will be traveling. It is good to be able to speak a little bit of the language of where you go, or if you just want to pick up another language, okay? You got to get Babbel. Here's the deal. Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app out there right now. All the sponsors of the show are dope. It's great. These are great products, dude. And Babbel is top of the line. All right? So even if you want to order in restaurants and you want to impress a girl, right? You go to a sushi restaurant and you want to say, you want to be able to really throw down and say things the way they're supposed to be said. You got to learn it at Babbel. It makes the whole process of learning a new language addictively fun. They got these 15-minute lessons. I'm learning Greek right now on there because I don't speak Greek and the Greeks don't forgive me for it. So they got these quick 15-minute lessons that make it real fun. And unlike a lot of the, more infamous language classes you took in high school, right? Babbel designs their courses with practical, real-world conversations so you can be like conversationally fluid. You know what I mean? So it's practical, so you can use the language. And they have actual language experts teaching you. It's not AI like there is on all these other language apps, okay? They have 100 language experts who are crafting this stuff for you. So you can choose from 14 different languages on Babbel, including the good ones, the romance ones, the ones that sound good when you're fucking and they're sexy, Spanish, French, Italian, German, okay. German, if you want to tell someone off, that's a good one. I wouldn't recommend learning German if you want to talk dirty. It's a little harsh. Yes, I so heißen. Plus, their speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. There's so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons you can access, there's podcasts, games, videos, and even live classes. They make it fun. They really mix it up. So, right now, okay, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you're a Yanni LongDays fan, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months. You purchase 3 months, you get an additional 3 months free. I mean, does that deserve a $1? I think it does. So, go improve, educate yourself, learn another language. It's the best way to keep your mind occupied, to make you appreciate more of the world, to make you sound sexier and cooler. So, just go to Babbel.com and use the promo code LongDays, all one word. Promo code LongDays, Babbel.com, code LongDays, all one word, and get those 3 extra months free right now when you sign up for 3 months, and go learn another language. Have fun. Guys, especially now during this Delta surge, you want to stay away from the grocery store. You want to stay away from people, and that's why you want to use HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. You got to sign up, all right? It's incredible. They cut out the stressful, meal planning and grocery store trips, and they bring the food right to your doorstep. There's less effort, minimal cleanup. It's just incredible. And the ingredients are incredible, and the recipes are very easy. You choose from 50 menu and market items each week, from vegetarian meals to burgers, gourmet options. They got it all. There's something for everybody up on HelloFresh. You got to do it, man. Me and my wife do it, and we use it for 1 meal a day, and it's incredible. It's fun. We do it together. We put the ingredients together. We cook it up. It's so easy. It's fun for you and your partner. It's fun if you live alone. It's a no-brainer. It just takes out the stress of going to the grocery store, and then you have all this leftover food because you didn't plan right. Well, here the meals are planned, so you know I'm going to have this for dinner, I'm going to have this for lunch, etc. And they're delicious. So you don't got to buy all these extra vegetables and fruit and throw them out. This is actually, HelloFresh is probably the way to go if you want to not waste food as well. They should be talking about that as a marketing point. I'm saying it right now. I hate when I go to the grocery store and I got fucking blueberries for days, and then I end up throwing them out, and vegetables, and then I never get to the burgers. Where here you plan out, this is going to be my meal, boom, 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 and you order them. All right? HelloFresh.com/LongDays14. All one word. HelloFresh.com/LongDays14. Use the code LongDays14, all one word, and you get up to 14 free meals. That's a lot, dude. And you get free shipping. It's incredible. Incredible. You get HelloFresh. If they did the calculation, it's about 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store, and 72% cheaper than shopping at your restaurant. So you save a lot of money too. The meals are easy to put together yourself. They're fun, and you save all that hassle. Comes right to your doorstep, and the way they pack it is incredible, and it's really top quality and delicious. So HelloFresh.com/LongDays14, promo code LongDays14 for those 14 free meals. No more perfect gift for you or somebody else than Box of Awesome. All right, brought to you by Bespoke Post. What they do is they partner with all these small businesses. You know how I love small businesses. We support them on this show all the time. It's what gives character to the world, small businesses, and I love that grind. So what Bespoke Post does is they partner with all these small businesses from all walks, all these emerging brands and quality small businesses that they love. And they got you covered. They do everything from travel and outdoor gear to breezy summer styles, grooming goods, you name it. They got everything. You got to go to the website and check it out. Have a peruse. It's worth it, and it's fun. And the prices are very reasonable. So this is how it works. You go to boxofawesome.com, and you get started by taking this quiz, and your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. And they release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. What is a box of awesome? It's a bunch of products from these small businesses based on your quiz that they throw together. It's like a potluck of cool stuff from all these different emerging brands. And it gets sent to you, and it's just a box of cool, variated stuff that they match you up with based on your likes and who you are. It's very cool. It's free to sign up, so that's important. And you can skip a month or cancel anytime, so there's really no commitments. Each box costs only $45. It's a great deal, and they make it so every box has about $70 worth of gear in it. So you're saving money. It's $45, you get $70 worth of stuff. So here's what you do. To get 20% off your first monthly box, you sign up at boxofawesome.com, enter the promo code FUMES at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, FUMES, for 20% off your first box. Go get some of these unique goods that they put up there every month. Give them as gifts to your friends. Get them for yourself. There's cool stuff there every month. You can, like I said, you can cancel it anytime. Boxofawesome.com, promo code FUMES, 20% off on your first box. Go enjoy it. At least go to the website and peruse around and see all the cool stuff they have at Box of Awesome. So yeah, the Kaplan story is fun. So apparently she advised Cuomo on how to discredit one of the accusers, and she was forced to resign. She was forced to resign from her position where they do the opposite of discrediting sexual abuse victims. Do you see now? Do you see? Do you see how people are full of shit? Do you see it? They're full of shit, but loyal. Let me tell you something right now. If I was writing that story, I would say the headline would be, if I am in a foxhole, if the Chinese storm the beaches of Malibu, okay? And they can't even take over Reese Witherspoon's beach house because I think she sold it to that fucking equity company that's buying up all the fucking property in Austin. They bought Reese Witherspoon's fucking production company for $1 billion. What the fuck? You're going to have to look that up in a second. But if the Chinese are storming the beaches of fucking Malibu, you know who I want in the foxhole with me? Talk about loyalty, dog. This bitch knew. She knew that she is the head of an organization that protects women who are sexually harassed. And she said, Andrew Cuomo's fucking sauce is too good. He had me over for Sunday sauce, and I said, I will protect this man come hell or high water. It's my dad. What the fuck is wrong with you, Yanni? She's a fucking asshole. Ass fucking bitch. Oh, Hillary's a cunt. I loved when he said that one. I'm quoting my father. Here's the deal. If you're very skeptical of the vaccine, here's my advice. Think of the vaccine as illegals trying to sneak into the country. And the vaccine is a great, big, shining wall. Now chant it with me. Build that wall. Build that wall. Okay, here's a better word. Think of the Delta variant of COVID as Hillary Clinton. It's a nasty woman. And the vaccine is Donald Trump. The only thing that could beat that nasty woman. Put your hat on. It says MAGA. And that's your vaccine. I'm just trying to help. or don't take your chances with your bitch ass immune system. It is important to be healthy, and when it comes to this, being fat doesn't help. But I love the people on social media who are like, look, man, just get in shape, you know? Or, you know, hey, I'm a multimillionaire. I get tests every day, you know? It's like, you know, regular people going, okay, yeah, I'm going to try to get in shape and work out and be healthy. The 6 minutes a day I have to think about that because I got 4 kids and no job. So in between me sifting through garbage, having to fend off Chinese people who are trying to collect bottles, I'll try to think about going to the gym. And they're going like, what's the problem? Just build one in your house. That's a solution. You're right. I will build one in my 300-foot tenement in Detroit. I'll build a gym. Sometimes rich and powerful people can be very disconnected from the ordinary struggles of people. A lot of people don't have the time all day to sit around and figure out how to get healthy. And they don't have the money either, okay? They eat hot dogs because hot dogs are cheap. I mean, me and Jesse just got a couple of Smeevies. They were $9 in the middle of a fucking economic turndown and a pandemic. These fucking strawberry banana smoothies were fucking $9, okay? I could have fucking chewed up a bunch of bananas and strawberries, swirled around some smart water in my mouth, and made the same fucking smoothie for 50 cents. So, Sean King is coming out with a fashion line. Now, if I was under fire for possibly not being black, I would start a fashion line too. Okay? That's step one. Step one, you start a fashion line. Step two, some Instagram stories of you and your boys at BBQs. Step three, an Allen Iverson cornrows phase. Step four, throwing out a pair of white Air Force Ones because they got a crease in them. Step five, energy drink. First you do the fashion line, and then after that, you start a vitamin water. And I think, you know, you're black. You get, you know, like when you show your vaccine passport, you don't even have to show a hood pass. They get it. They're, like, that's it. You can show a hood pass, right? You could say, hey, man, I got this pass right here, you know? Sting has that pass. I know black people, dog. I grew up around black. I've had a lot of black friends. I know which white dudes have hood passes. Sean King right now, he had to get his renewed, and then they went to the shop to get it renewed, and they said, dog, your car's got a few problems here. That problem being your whole family's white. Sting gets the hood pass. Hall & Oates gets the hood pass. Phil Collins gets the hood pass. The Canadian actor's son gets the hood pass. Who's that cat? Robin Thicke Jr. Robin Thicke. Who else? Tyler Hero on the Miami Heat. Jesse's like, who's that? It's one of my illegitimate kids who's now playing professional basketball. There's a few. Justin Timberlake, kinda. I don't know. There's a few. But Sean King is coming out with a fashion line. I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder what is left that could be original. I mean, I'm gonna definitely get it. If you don't think I'm coming in with like a Sean King, like, you could see it, like his polo shirts will just have like, they'll just be small print privilege. And then shirts will be like, it'll just be a picture of him in a neck brace instead of the Lacoste alligator. And then in the back of the shirt will just be the address of a white guy who we falsely accused of murder, who ended up committing suicide on the back. Or how about this? Just shirts that say doxed. How about this? The black struggle isn't just a struggle. This is a good one. The black struggle isn't just a struggle. It's a way for me to get paid. I'll buy that shirt. I'm a wild boy. And I like it that way. Patreon.com/Yanni LongDays for bonus episodes. There's 2 up there right now with Mr. Panos, Maurisa, and Tim Dillon. One with Maurisa and Chrissy D. And, of course, your weekly bonus episode of Squeaky Clean, which is the attending complimentary bonus episode to this episode, which is less newsworthy, less newsworthy. Come on, man! And more just me wiling out in water. Comment roulette. Someone just said in caps, Michelle Obama. Scrambled Eggy. Hold on. Someone's name is Scrambled Eggy. So Scrambled Eggy just calls me Yanni Bieber. And someone says, if Robin is gay, then Two-Face is trans. Thank you. And then we got Ass Pitler 32 says, my pronoun is cuzzy. And then my favorite, I remember this kid. He's a Yamin from Long Island. He says, the kid was dressed like he was going to the Pride Parade to fight crime. That's very funny. So Robin does look like he's going to the crime parade to fight crime. And that is how backed up my comments are that I'm reading from 4 segments ago. And then someone just says, what's the deal is Feta Flintstone, which could be a new nickname for me. Feta Flintstone? Very nice. And then we just got some Japanese flags, and someone says, hello, I'm Japanese. My chat is the funniest in the world. It really is. So the Taliban has control of 3/4 of Afghanistan again. So what I'm basically saying is that 20-year war seems worth it. That really seems worth it. We pulled out, like I said, Afghanistan was single again. So Russia and China are like, yo, can we get up in there? Yo, girl, can I get up in there? Yo, Afghanistan is unconquerable, dog. It is. Can you believe how many superpowers have been there? The Russians got pushed out. We got pushed out. Now the Chinese want to try their hand. Man, dude. China, let me just tell you before you go in, dog. You cannot deal with those mountains. I don't know what Afghanistan looks like, but I don't know what makes those people got to be like so tough. Like, dude, we got like planes and bombs, and maybe we're just going about it wrong, dog. It's just, it's a Muslim country, right, Afghanistan? Drop liquor on them, son. Spill a little bit out for the homies who aren't here from airplanes. They'll be like, you'll be fucking dodging it, you know? The town I cleared has been taken back, but 2 times. Tougher than Greeks. Someone just said tougher than Greeks. Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Afghanis. Afghanistan. By the way, do you remember that famous photo of that girl? Because if you live in Afghanistan, this is how tough you are. You're just living in a country where people are constantly trying to conquer you. So that's why they're so tough. You know, there's nobody over there complaining about the air conditioning. There's nobody over there going, hey, you're misgendering me right now. There's nobody going to the iPhone store going, what the fuck is going on with my iPhone? Those people are just like trying to survive and sharing food with the animals that they own. They're tough. It's been a war-torn country since we were a kid. Since the communist Russians were trying to get in there, and we had like a proxy war with them, you know. Osama bin Laden was on our payroll because we were, funding him to kick the Russians out. Everything has consequences. That's life, dude. Either the check comes before or you eat your meal and the check comes after. but there's always a check that you have to pay in whatever you do, especially when it's fucked up shit. You think you might have got away with it. You think you might have got away with something wrong, bad you did, but nature doesn't forget. It always seeks balance, and karma is real. So you might have been thinking you're eating a meal for free, and then the waiter comes over, the Greek waiter in his bow tie and vest, and he goes, okay, that'll be $116. And you say, I didn't order all that. And they say, you did order all that. You ordered everything. I have 14 coffees here, 2 apple pies, 40 euros. You have to pay for this. That's life. There's always a check that you have to pay. A lot of people are unaware. It comes after the meal sometimes. So, we funded Osama to fight the Russians, and then he turned on us. Yeah, man. Afghanistan is a tough one. 20 years, probably $1 trillion spent in there. That war's been going on for 20 fucking years. 9/11 was 20 years ago. There was someone who was born on 9/11 who's legal to hit on right now. How fucking wild is that? How fucking wild? LaMelo Ball was born in like 2001. And that kid's got a lot more money than me already. And I had plenty of time ahead of him to try to make a couple more ducats. Shout out to LeVar Ball. He's got 3 kids now going to play in the NBA. Say what you want about him, dog, but that is that shows you what an attentive father can do for what you want to achieve. That's quite an achievement. Also, Yannis Antetokounmpo, all 3 of his kids played in the NBA. One of them's the best player on the planet. I mean, his father has since passed away, but shout out to what a dad can do in your life. That's what we've kind of forgotten in this country, man. Dads are important. They're important. Get yourself a dad. If you don't have one, make one. Cop was killed in Chicago. You hear about it? It was a girl. Yeah, she got killed, shot in the head, and her partner, too. Execution style by 2 misunderstood youths. 2 kids that just, if those 2 kids just had a little more AOC in their life, maybe they'd be okay. If they just followed AOC's live Instagram feed, they might have been okay. They were 2 felons who were released from prison because of Chicago's lax laws. And they murdered 2 cops. Lori Lightfoot, okay, looks like a cartoon character. She looks like if Nori Davis was mayor of Chicago. Nori Davis is a very funny comedian, friend of mine. She went to the hospital to visit the officer who was in critical condition, and all the cops there, in a move that we're familiar with in New York City, turned their back on her because the 2 guys who killed these cops were released from prison, and the cops had had enough. Now, here's some details. Lori Lightfoot has slashed the police budget by $58 million, and she cut 600 positions previously. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh awayeth. Now Lori Lightfoot just gave a speech about how she is going to increase funding for the police. You see that? So I'll just say that defunding the police was our Afghanistani war. It didn't work. In Congress, They just passed a law. I think the senator was from Alabama, and he passed a law that, and of course, this is funny because Republicans have no problem with federal oversight if it's their benefit. Everyone argues for small business, keep government out of your lives. Don't let them make decisions for you. And then somebody goes, wait, I want to let my 5-year-old girl become a boy. And they're going like, make a law against that. It's like, isn't that a violation of civil liberties? What's the dollars? And let me get this right. You're a conservative libertarian who supports private business over big government oversight and regulation. But let me get this right. A private American company using the apparatus of capitalism and financial incentive came up with a life-saving vaccine that they want to make money on, but you don't want to take it because that's evil that they just want to make money. You're the only one who's allowed to make money and love money, not the pharmaceutical companies. I'm just following your logic. And you have made the decision that you are going to wait to get the vaccine until it is, what's the dollars? FDA approved. What are those? Government oversight, regulation. I'm confused. Can't compute. What's the dollars? I'm a libertarian. I'm a hypocrite. What's the dollars? What was I just talking about, Jess, before that rant? Because I was about to stick it to the left, and then I stuck it to the right. Chicago cops. Yeah. So, much like AOC, I was going to make another point, but much like AOC, which is another favorite story of mine, that AOC was caught. Her campaign ended up spending, can you quote me on this, Jess, $30,000 on private security? What's that? What's that? What's AOC? So AOC ended up hiring some private security. The ironic thing, I remember what I was going to say about the bill from the Alabama senator, but the thing about AOC is she's a progressive who supports social programs. Can you name me a bigger, more pervasive social program than cops? Okay? She wants to cut cops. Her and her cohorts, her coterie of progressives, want to slash the budgets of a social program called cops. And what we found out was she filled that void, which in reality you have to do because she's a public servant, highly visible, and there's crazy people out there, no doubt. She had good reason to do it, especially if cops aren't her biggest fans and don't want to protect her. She had to hire private security, one of which was a company that was formerly owned by Eric Prince. Who's Eric Prince? Eric Prince was the head of Blackwater in Afghanistan, who provided service for the Saudi royal family. What's the deal? A lot of what's the deal is this episode. They're going to be annoying to some people, but I'm having a great time this episode. She was asked by the press, I think it was the New York Post, which is just easy to rail against. You know, liberals always go, oh, is that in the Post? It's like, yeah, because I think a lot of times that's the only thing that'll cover this story. They asked her campaign for comment, and breaking from tradition, AOC didn't have much to say about this one. No comment on her hiring of private security during her travels, which again, I say is like common sense will tell you, yeah, you need to have security. But it's interesting. What's right for thee isn't right for me. Communism for you, not for me. So the senator in Alabama came up with this bill where any locality who tried to initiate any defunding of the police will be punished with federal dollars. They will have their federal dollars slashed. Now, this has been something that's happened in the wake of unfortunate and horrible police homicides, of which there were too many. One is always too much, unjustified. But then this policy idea came in all the cities, and coincidentally, all those cities' crime rates skyrocketed. Because who would have thought a lot of people aren't good? And we live in a world where you need police. And who would have thought that if we remember in New York City, and I live here, there was a video of a guy rolling up on a man and his daughter in a car and executing that guy and driving off. And then AOC said, crimes like this are because of the downturn in the economy. And we were going, oh, that's why the guy got out of his car and looked through that guy's wallet instead of driving off. That's why he shot him in the head in front of his daughter, because he wanted a Whopper. I'm just rotating my snooze. So Democrats are distancing themselves from that defund the police because it's been an absolute nightmare for their party. As you can tell in the election in North Carolina, etc. They want to distance themselves from progressives. And Cory Booker stood up and gave a speech where he applauded the senator from Alabama, whoever his name is, Three-Tooth McGovern, and said now basically all Democrats voted for it, by the way. I think not one person voted against it. And so Cory Booker was saying now you can finally lay to bed. He was being, he was like actually saying you can lay to bed those accusations that Democrats want to defund the police. And he was basically going, fuck you, AOC. Fuck you, Rashida Tlaib. Fuck you, Presley. And fuck you to the other one. What's the fucking other one? The John Paxson of the squad.
Come on, man.
From Minnesota.
Come on, man.
The one who married her brother so he could get into the country. From Ethiopia.
Come on, man.
Holly Berry. Fuck you to the progressives. So the progressives are losing some ground. Cory Booker really, he dragged them. He threw shade at them for the kids. He threw shade at them and he dragged them in a passive-aggressive speech saluting the senator from Alabama for proposing this bill and its passage. So now if you want to defund the police, you lose federal dollars. Because guess what happened? That shit's making the Biden administration look really bad that you can't walk down the street without a threat of a knife going into your head. So I think cops are going to be making a comeback, dog. I think cops are going to make a Madonna-like comeback. They never go out of style. Cops are like Stan Smiths. They're just a classic. It's just something you need in your metropolitan area. Oh, it's so easy to fucking yell defund the police when you're living in a suburban home with a Black Lives Matter sign on your fucking lawn, isn't it? So easy to yell it when your daughter goes to a highly funded school by property taxes and you live in a town that only requires 3 cop cars and the state police take over at night. But as long as you tweet defund the police from your very safe neighborhood and are not affected by the defunding of the police, you can go ahead and create a policy that you claim is helping minorities, but you're actually fucking them right in the cornhole. Go ask anyone who lives in a high crime area what they think about defunding the fucking police. They will tell you to go suck a cake pop dick. So, New York has now instituted vaccine passports. I understand we're Americans. We're always rebelling. We're always worried about government oversight, tyranny from the government. That's how we were founded. Jefferson, that's Jeffersonian democracy, baby. Sometimes it's got to be cleaned with the blood of patriots or whatever the fuck it's called. Second Amendment is very important for that. Now, I get it. I get that. But we are in a war against a virus. Devil's advocate. Every war, civil liberties are always compromised a little bit. And I wonder if those people who were up in arms against a vaccine passport would have been up in arms against the concentration camps that we sent Japanese Americans to during World War II. Now you're being asked during this war against COVID, however you want to call it, the Delta, the Chinese virus, the Wuhan flu, whatever you call it in your hometown, the Hillary, whatever you want to call it. They're asking that you show proof of vaccination to enter places inside because the vaccine transmits more easily in unventilated places, etc. The vaccine doesn't offer full protection over COVID. Kids are getting it. People are still dying from it. It's the most highly contagious virus we've ever seen since maybe smallpox is what I read, I believe. And so it's not just about you, it's about other people. And I get your point because I was thinking about sending my dog to doggy daycare. And they said, whoa. She has to have these 3 vaccines, Bordetella and a few others. And I said, listen to me, Hitler. My dog. She's like, no, it's for the safety of other dogs. And other dogs are also vaccinated for the safety of your dog. And I said, Mussolini, shut the fuck up. You ain't fucking sticking no experimental jab in my fucking canine. My canine's gonna roam around free. What's next? Dogs on leashes? Being told when to shit and eat? What's next? What the fuck is next? What's this world coming to? So, world's on fire. Don't you feel like the news is getting like very biblical? It's very wild. Like you turn on the news and all these countries are on fire. Obviously because of George Soros and his ability to turn invisible and set fires. I mean, the kid, dude, the thing about him is he's so rich. Like, I don't know if you saw the movie with the mutants. What's it called? The mutant superheroes? But he's like that bitch who wears that suit and can turn fucking invisible. This kid's been fucking flying around like Santa Claus, okay? Turning invisible and lighting fires in very arid areas, which scientists are claiming are very dry and hot because of global warming. How the fuck would you know? Okay? I was speaking to a guy named Hulk Dude on Twitter the other day, and he told me that global warming is bullshit and that you guys just want to make a couple of bucks. And then he said, you know what? If you look back in history, scientists have traditionally been the most corrupt group of people. Think about the personalities that get into science, okay? What type of personality does it take to want to do that egghead shit? To sit around and do case study after case study and just have that patience to sift through all that minutia and those control studies to fulfill the scientific method, to then have your fucking hypotheses put up in front of a council of your peers for it to be tested and retested. I mean, who the fuck wants to do all that except for the most greedy, unscrupulous people on the planet? If you look throughout history, who's always fucking us? Who's fucking us? Some people would say, oh, businesses like Philip Morris. Some would say people with one ball like Hitler, who failed art school. Some other people would say psychopaths like Stalin, who are opportunists and power hungry. I say, look at the fucking scientists. It's been under our nose the whole time. Fucking Tesla, he illuminated the world with electricity. Why did he do it? Greed. The fuck? Greedy fuck. Einstein? Do you know how many fucking gazillions of dollars? He was richer than Mookie Wilson. I love when people say it's all about money. You're like, oh, okay, it's all about money. So Thomas Kincaid is a better artist than Vincent van Gogh. by your standard, if money is the measure of success, then, let me see. Tyler Hero on the Miami Heat was more valuable to the planet than Albert Einstein. Yeah, I mean, this has just been historically, traditionally and historically, a very shady group of people, scientists. Jonas Salk. Is that his name, Jonas Salk? He invented the polio vaccine. Everyone gets the jab when they're little, which is a crime. What's his name? Jonas Salk, right? Jonah fucking Hill. Jonas Salk created the polio vaccine. And how many millions and millions of lives did he save? How many millions of people did the Spanish flu kill? In the 1920s, before people could even be fat. How many did Spanish flu get? I'll tell you how many they got. The equivalent of what it would be now, 400 million people. I think 40 or 50 million people died from the Spanish flu in 1918. Spanish flu is called the Spanish flu not because it came from Spain, but it was because Spain reporters and the newspapers was the only place to report on it. Everyone else was kind of keeping it under wraps and like trying to be shady about it. So it was named after Spain because they reported on it. If I'm correct, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. But killed the equivalent of what would be in today's world 400 million people. Back in the day before you could even be obese because McDonald's did not exist. I mean, you had to really fight to eat back then. The polio vaccine, how much did that plague wipe out? Millions and millions, like half the population of Earth died, right? If it wasn't for modern medicine, how many more people would die of COVID? There was this was, the Spanish flu, they didn't even know what a fucking virus was, really. They didn't understand it. But Jonas Salk, everyone fucking loves Jesus. And look, Jesus is a good guy, okay? Muhammad was a good guy, okay? Mother Teresa was a good guy. But how many people did they save? Souls don't count. Talk about lives. How many lives? I mean, Jesus couldn't even save his own life. Okay, I'm losing to Catholics. Like I did something. Your priest touched you. It's not my fault. Do you think Martin Luther initiated the Protestant Reformation because he rebelled because some priest molested him and that motivated him to make some changes around here? Jonas Salk probably saved hundreds and hundreds of millions of lives going forward in the future with the polio vaccine. Polio vaccine sometimes wouldn't kill you. It would maim you, like FDR. I have no legs. I have no legs. Sometimes it would just leave you blind or it would leave you crippled. It seems like COVID is a much milder form of that, and that some people, I know one kid who's paralyzed, obviously fucks up your airbags, your lungs. Sometimes it gets your heart. I have a in-law right now, looks like he's going to pull through, but, I know people also who, had a heart attack, young, healthy people. So it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing. And the most important thing is to remember that these fucking scientists, when it comes to global warming and medical technology, they're just in it for the money. That's why you become a scientist. Fuck that. Fuck Wall Street, dog. You become a climatologist to make that dough. Those greedy fucks, those multimillionaires, been scamming us forever. Scamming us. Not Philip Morris. Name some other unscrupulous companies. Not BGI. That's a good one from a previous episode. Not any of these gas companies who want to keep fucking selling dinosaur juice. Not, what other ones? Not Monsanto. None of those. Okay? Aaron Brockovich, you were a bitch. You ruined a good thing. So, check my website, YannisPappasComedy.com, for upcoming dates. I'm doing some dates in Connecticut that you need to see. A few of those shows are outdoors. Remember, patreon.com/Yanni LongDays. Also, don't be a bitch about this episode. Don't be a bitch. If you disagree with something I say, disagree. Okay? If you can go home for the holidays and deal with your fucking family, you can deal with a complete stranger you disagree with. I'm sick of seeing these comments. You know what I like to see? I like to see when someone says, I don't like what Yanni said, but I love Yanni. Yay, you're an adult. Who do you know who you like everything they say? I'm a fucking complete stranger. Why are you tying so much emotions to what I'm saying? I'm a comedian. Or don't. I don't care. Life's too short. I'm having a great time. Do what you want to do. But if you do love the show, you got to go to iTunes and rate and review it. You got to do that. It really helps the show. So be proactive. Please go write a review. Review it. 5 stars, the whole deal. And let's get those numbers up on iTunes. It helps us with the rankings, so I appreciate all that. Tell your friends about the show as well. And most importantly, become a long hauler. Patreon.com/Yanni LongDays. Bonus episodes every week, character pieces, the whole deal. There's some fun stuff up there. My Patreon's one of the most cooking. The numbers keep going up, so I really appreciate you guys. But that's how we build this thing together, guys. And I appreciate it. Tell your friends. Share everything in your stories. Share clips from the podcast in your stories. And we'll see you next week. Of course, we're going to give a shout out to our small businesses out there grinding it out, our persons. You guys are the best. Let's start off with the goats of cheesecake, Eastside Cheesecake. Julia and Gregory, your cheesecakes are delicious. I follow your Instagram. I see every cheesecake. I put a lot of them in my story. Your last one, your blackberry cheesecake with the whole blackberries in it, Wasta Dales. I love it. Eastside Cheesecakes, if you're in the Los Angeles area, go to their gram, Eastside Cheesecakes, all one word for the porn, eastsidecheesecakes.com, and go get yourself a cheesecake. They're also available at Uncle Paulie's Diner. It's not a diner, it's a sandwich shop. Uncle Paulie's, get your Eastside Cheesecakes here. So go to their website, eastsidecheesecakes.com. Their cheesecakes are incredible. They make everything from scratch. Shout out to Julia and Gregory in the Los Angeles area. We're brought to you, we want to give a shout out as well to Tech Vera at techvera.com. What a cool small business this is. If you yourself are a small business and you have any tech needs, instead of hiring tech personnel, you can just hire Tech Vera and they will do that job for you. Whatever you need, encryption, whatever IT shit you need, go to techvera.com and use them, and they essentially act as your, even if it's per basis, you need something, boom. A lot of people can't afford to hire, if you have a small business, a tech department or a tech personnel. You can use techvera.com to do whatever thing you need when it comes to IT. Techvera.com. Then, of course, we are brought to you by exclusiveautoshipping.com. Get your free quote. If you're moving anywhere, you need to move a car, go to exclusiveautoshipping.com. They give you a free quote. Anywhere you're moving in the country, they'll move your car for you. You shouldn't go anywhere else. I have the solution for you. Exclusiveautoshipping.com. Then the GOAT himself, the wild one, the hyena, Rob at Rob's Mental Playground. Go to robsmentalplayground.com. If you are a fan of this show and you fucking do not commission a painting from Rob's Mental Playground to put in your fucking house, you are on What's the Deal Is. Rob's Mental Playground on the gram. Go commission something from him, a sticker. Say hello to him. Write something in the comments. Call him a wild kid. Do something. We got some new guys we want to shout out. Of course, for the free.us. Go support Hawaii's local rock and roll scene, their music scene. Find out about local bands in Hawaii. Support them. Live shows. Listen to their music. For the free.us. My man, Aaron Leaf, is really looking out for the music scene in Hawaii and wants those bands to stay in Hawaii and for Hawaii bands to get more known. So that's a cool thing. If you're a music fan, go check out for the free.us and find out about some Hawaii bands. I bet you some of them are really dope, man. Then, of course, we're also brought to you, I love this, the BronxBrand.com. local artists. Their website is so cool. Go to thebronxbrand.com and check out all the local artists that they put up there that you can buy things from. T-shirts, the whole thing, right? Like art, whatever. It's a website that supports local artists from the Bronx, New York City, and there are some good ones up there, and you can buy some cool shit, man. You're looking for a cool shirt, you're looking for a cool piece of art for your house, go, whatever it is. They got all types of stuff up there. TheBronxBand.com. All one word, TheBronxBand.com. So check them out. We got a new guy, a new shout out. My boy Chris Minetti. He makes things happen for you. Let me tell you that right now, okay? Over at Minetti Financial Services. You call Chris. You call him directly, okay? If you need a business check cashed in the Philly, South Jersey area, you call Chris at this number, 215-750-3730. I like this kid. No website, no social media, just old school. The kid's got a phone. He's got a fucking phone. But he does the job. He does the job better than anybody else. So, and he likes it that way. That way the IRS can't track it. Capiche? So, call up Chris right now if you're in the Philly, South Jersey area and you need a business check cashed. He will fucking cash that shit for you in person. Go call my boy Chris Minetti at 215-750-3730 and cash that check. I love this next shout out we got. He was with us for the first time last week, and I went and checked out his gram, and I absolutely love it. He, like some of the other shout outs we have, has just an amalgamation, a combination of stuff that you can buy, from cannabis paraphernalia, exotic dab tools, pipes, rolling trays, to luxury pens, jewelry, self-defense gear, tools, furniture. I mean, the kid's got everything. He's like a thrift store online, but it's cool stuff, and it's obviously new stuff. So he works with some very cool vendors, and some of his recent projects were very cool. They're all on his Instagram. That's where it starts. So support these guys and go check them out. It's fun scrolling. Go to Get Turnt Co. That's GETTURNTCO. Get Turnt Co. And take a peek for yourself and get yourself some self-defense gear from my boy Squeegee Luigi. A lot of people looking to move to South Florida. Well, right now, a lot of brave people looking to South Florida. A lot of people who don't care about the Hillary. So if you need to find a place and you're moving to the state of Florida, South Florida specifically, you got to get in touch. You have to call 954-591-6465 and get in touch with Grant Trower, okay, at Grant Trower, South Florida Realty. I mean, he's a kid who'll show up with his buttons open and a seashell necklace and flip-flops, and he'll find you a nice pad in the South Florida area so you can relax and not pay taxes and flee Cuomo's compound. That number is 954-591-6465. Go to the website, granttrower.theatlanticrealtygroup.com. That is granttrower.theatlanticrealtygroup.com. And give him a shout out, and he'll find you a spot in the South Florida area. Guy named Grant Trower. That's a great porn name. All right, let's keep it going with your real estate needs. All right? This comes from a bunch of screwed-in Jewish kids in Brooklyn. Screwed in tight, okay? Their screen name, their Patreon name, their long hauler name, Andrew Cuomo's secretary. All right, these boys would like you to check out ZJama.realty.com. That's ZJAMA Realty.com for any commercial or apartment rentals in Brooklyn. If you're a fan of mine and you're looking to live in Brooklyn, you have to go through ZJamaRealty.com, okay? They even rent to Squeaks and Greeks. So check them out. If you're a Greek or you're a Squeak, they will find you a spot. But if you got bad credit, you got to go get your check cash with Chris Minetti. That ain't working for you, cuz if you got bad credit. I mean, these are screwed in Jewish kids. They don't play games. So, check them out, all right? Check out Zijama, or is it Zijama? Zijama Realty. Zijama, Z-J-A-M-A, ZJamaRealty.com. If you're anywhere in the New York City area and you're looking to move, call them up, check them out, give them a buzz at their website. Andrew Cuomo, Secretary. Peace. Thanks for sticking around for the fun tradition we have at the end where we read all the names. We encourage them to be funny as always. Or you could just put a regular name in there. So welcome to the Patreon over at patreon.com. You are officially a long hauler with Yanni symptoms. So let's give it up for BJ Jordan. Hopefully his R&B album comes out soon. Tiger Maxim VS. Tiger Maxim VS. Yada. Welcome, Yada. Tom Ho. Welcome. Asian kid. Eastern Hemi. Bob Starr. Welcome. It's a girl. Angel Martinez. Andrew Cuomo, Secretary. So that's up there. And he's one of our new small business shout-outs. CJV. Mr. Panos, take off your tunic, please, and show us your hairy privates. Thanks. Then we got Max Moore, Patrick Skaggs, Poppy with the hot sauce and hotter fumes. What's up, Rivera? We got Frankie. Welcome, Frankie. Gabriel Straub, Aaron Beckert, Wayne Shong King. That's an oldie but goodie. Angelo Marsili. Make sure that garlic is sliced thin. Then we got Patty Sweeney. How you doing, Patty? Then we got Graydon Schultz, Alexandro Diaz Morajan or Morhejan. Alejandro Diaz Morhejon. Then we got Shauna. Hi, Shauna. Vinny S. Yo, Vinny S. You got the goods? TJ the Toot Flute. Large Daddy. Then we got the Fumes, the Proud, the Matriarchy. Squeaks! It's Mora. The Fumes, the Proud, the Matriarchy is even better than Squeaks. The Fumes, the Proud, the Matriarchy. I'm going to help you there and edit it to the Fumes, the Proud, and the Matriarchy. Even though Squeaks, it's Mora is funny. But the Fumes, the Proud, the Matriarchy, maybe the number one of all time. Obviously spoofing the Marines. Ramsey Allen, welcome, Ramsey. Kristen Ryan, hi, Kristen. Liam Kelly, Colton, what a wasp. Deepaw, Antonios Karoutsos, welcome, you Greek fuck. Yanni, take me to Poughkeepsie and do what you got to do. Welcome, cuz. Another really good one. But the Fumes, that's going to be hard to beat. Josiah, 1-2 combo to the throat box, Lundquist. Devon Brent, Trevor, Joel Henriksen, Nathan Kitchen, Hope Cartel, Lalala Nia. Hey, girl. Lalala Nia. What a name. Andrew W., Daniel Donato, Dylan Brown, Tori Green, Bruce Miles, Paul Schillinger, Parm Star, Daryl, Ben, Sean Caston, Mike Anthony, Douglas, Andriochi, Andrew Lyons, Zachary Duncan, Alex just banged a toot that licked between my glutes and tasted a little poot. Welcome. Matt Farley, Chris McCann, Hyenas Fumes, Jose Cervantes, Namin, Medium, and Mode. Ike, welcome, Ike. Jesse Berry, Scheiss Koff, Jacob John, Jingleheimer Schmidt, not the guy from the song. Make no mistake, cuz my name is my name too. Joe Symes, Large Plain Pie. That's a good chicken finger. BKT, Jonathan Nichols, Ovarian, Halitosis. Ovarian halitosis. I thought it was a Greek kid. Ovarian halitosis. That's Fumes. That's very funny. That is extremely funny. Holy shit. That might be number one. Ovarian halitosis. You got Jesse Good. Ben Hartzer, Blazing Daniel Radcliffe. He's just so good. Kitty Boz, Daniel Talty, Baltazar, Laura, Kind of Downsy. Pete the Squeak, welcome. Ryan McIntosh, Fernando Fernando Turritur, Bradley Farley, Tom Sherm, Ero, Whale Ahad. Welcome, guys. So that's it. Patreon.com/Yanni LongDays to become a long hauler. Enjoy all the bonus content up on Patreon. And we'll see you next week. Cuomo.
It's been a long